Morning, everybody. It is November 18th, Thursday. We had a great show last night, a fabulous crowd. We're here in Cape Cod, and it was really funny when we pulled up to the venue. I went, "Oh, holy crap! I was hold on just a minute. I was here a couple of months ago with Kate Taylor and Peter Asher and Albert Lee." So it was funny to come into the room coming from this more intimate kind of an evening to just a rock and roll evening. But the place was packed and the crowd was absolutely wonderful, and we had just a great time. And we are now heading up to New Hampshire this morning. We got about a 5-hour drive, and then the gig tonight. And then tomorrow we head down to New York City. I think we're doing a in-house live thing with iHeartRadio on when we get into New York, and I possibly have another thing to do if the time is possible, a show that I would love to do, so I'll keep you posted on that. Let's see what else. Once again, the next Clubhouse is going to be on the 24th. I had to bump it all a week because this week is just there's not a minute to do anything except while everybody else is out eating breakfast and stuff. I'm making videos, which I really am not a breakfast person, but boy, I enjoy this a lot. So I'm excited about everything that we're doing. The band's doing great. Waddy's blowing up amps, which means he's doing his job perfectly. He's going to be on the phone with some tech people this morning for some reason. We've got 2 amps out here, and the fuses are blowing in both of them. So we're going to sort that out before today's gig. And musically, I just thought I'd like something with some nuts to it. I want something with a little attitude. Since we got a long drive today, I thought it'd be fun to play some other rock and roll for you. One of my favorite all-time bands, and still is, and they're still incredible, is the Doobie Brothers. I've been a fan since day one with those guys, and we had a great time. Like in 1986, we ended up going over to Moscow to do a concert for peace. And I was with James Taylor, and it was James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt and Santana and the Doobie Brothers. We all flew together and did this show along with Russian artists that were involved too. That was a really cool event. There was like 30,000 people at this concert, and probably about that many security people there. It was before Glasnost and Perestroika and all that. So it was quite a venture going into Russia at that point. But we had a great time. Bill Graham, the great Bill Graham, had put it all together, and we all flew over on an Aeroflot plane. We pretty well packed a ton of the plane. We had so much gear and luggage that they had stuff piled in seats with cargo nets over it, and we were all kind of going, geez, we're going to see like goats and cows running through the plane. It was so crazy, but it was amazing. And again, I also want to throw out a credit. I see bass lists all the time of who's the best bass players and all that. I'll tell you, Tyran Porter from the Doobie Brothers was one of my favorite bassists. The stuff he came up with in the Doobie Brothers was just beautiful. His touch, his sound, feel, everything. He's one of my favorite bass players. I wanted to give him some credit. But what I'm going back to, I think a song from this album many videos ago that I think I might have even played along with. But since I can't play along with anything out here on the road, since I don't have an amp sitting next to me, I'm going to go ahead and just visit some other songs from this. But it's Patrick Simmons' solo album called Arcade from 1983. It was produced by John Ryan and engineered by Mark Smith, and we did it at the iconic Sound City Studios. And that was the most wonderful studio, funky as hell. I think that was the studio I met Waddy in doing a Bobby Womack record. When all of us hooked up with Waddy. I was the first guy in the band to work with Waddy, and then eventually he met Russ. They bonded over the fact they both had 57 Chevys, and they met in a driveway, I think, once. And then he met up with Cooch and stuff. So it's been a wonderful adventure with all of us hooking up over the years and having the relationships that we have and that we still have after 52 years practically. So it's amazing. But on Patrick's album, I'm going to play some of the songs from it because it's also a remarkable bunch of musicians that were gathered for this album, and I felt really fortunate that Patrick called me to be involved with it. So the first song, let me see what have I got up here first. This is a song called "Sue Sad," and the band on this is myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Patrick Simmons on lead vocals and rhythm guitar and guitar synth, the great Victor Feldman on Fender Rhodes and a grand piano, Bobby LeKind on percussion, and the Tower of Power horn section. I love the horns, man, from them. I remember doing one of Doc Kupka's solo albums, and what a joy to hang out with those maniacs. So here we go. This is Sue Sad from Patrick Simmons' album Arcade from 1983.
He's been mistreating you. If you were mine, you know I'd mend your heart and whisper words of love so sweet to you. Suicide, all I wanna do is make it with you. It's so bad, turn your love my way. Suicide, can't you see I'm lonely too? It's all bad, I can hardly stand it. Baby, it's another night, but I know it's gonna make you cry. And I'll cry too, yes I will. Baby, I'll try to hurt somebody. I'm so mixed up, I don't know what to do. Suicide, all I wanna do is make it with you. It's all bad, turn your love my way. Suicide, can't you see I'm lonely can't you see I'm lonely too? Suicide,
yeah.
All I wanna do is make it with you. It's alright, turn your love my way. Suicide, can't you see I'm lonely too?
I just love this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, I was just talking, I was texting with him the other day. Mike Baird is one of the best drummers. His playing is just so ridiculous. He's got a new site, I think it's Mike's Drum Cubby, I think it's called. He's on Facebook, Baird, and it's really good. He's talking all kinds of stuff about gear, and I think when I get back, I'm going to go over and hang with him and maybe do a little guest thing, and he and I'll give each other a whole bunch of shit during the thing, because we used to. Mike was pretty much who I did almost all of the Mike Post television shows with, and boy, we had so many fun times doing that stuff and lots of projects over the years. Here's a song called Knocking at Your Door, and this is again myself and Mike Baird, and Patrick is on lead vocals, background vocals, and guitar. Chris Thompson also doing lead and background vocals. The great Alan Pasqua on synth and organ on this, and God, one of the best, Nicky Hopkins on piano. And I loved. I think on this project I was like driving Nicky back and forth to the studio. And he was an amazing cat. No longer with us for many years, but really gifted. And the wonderful Jude Cole on guitar. I loved working with Jude, did several of his albums, and one incredibly talented singer-songwriter. So here's Knocking at Your Door.
Say that love always finds a way. If it takes forever and a day, gonna keep, oh, gonna keep knocking at your door. Laying on the night hour, knocking at your door. In the whole wide world
On this project, all the tracks I cut were with Frankenstein, my bass Frankenstein. That bass just does it all. It's such a great instrument. I'm enjoying being out here playing, but boy, when I'm on the road, I'm always using my Dingwall 5-string because it fits the show perfectly. But when I'm home, a lot of my playing at home and in the studio, I'm still using Frankenstein, and it is just my most unbelievable go-to instrument. Here's a song called Out on the Streets, and this is myself, Mike Baird, Patrick on vocals, guitars, and BGs, background vocals, Chris Thompson also on vocals, and John McPhee from the Doobies on lead guitar, and the great Billy Payne on Fender Rhodes, and Michael McDonald on synth. These kind of lineups just don't get better than that. That's like, it's as good as it gets. So here we are, Out on the Streets.
Every night when the lights go down, the night boys hit the streets, cruising out in the fancy cars, drag their steady beat. Listen to the sound of sidewalk music bass. Anything you want is waiting for the day. Out on the streets, the lights are shining, people are rushing everywhere. Come on, darling, let me take you. Come on, darling, I'll take you there. All the flags are still at home, dancing in your eyes. When the neon lights are shining, your spirit starts to rise. All night long, excitement crackles in the air. Take my hand now, baby, let me take you there. Out on the streets, the lights are shining, people are rushing everywhere. Come on, darling, let me take you. Come on, darling, I'll take you there. All the lights are shining, all everywhere. Oh, let me take you. I can take you there. I want you out on the streets tonight. I want you out on the streets tonight. Under the sidewalk music. I want you out on the streets tonight, dancing. Listen to the sidewalk music. I want you out on the streets tonight, dancing. Out on the streets, the lights are shining, people are rushing everywhere. Come on, darling, let me take you. Come on, darling, I'll take you there. Out on the streets, the lights are shining, people
can sure hear Michael McDonald in there. He's got the most distinctive voice. Jesus, it always amazes me. And also one of the nicest cats I've ever known. I really love Michael. He's such a joy to be with and to play with. I got to work on one of his latest projects. Man, dude is badass. It's really good. Okay, one more tune, and then I'm gonna go get ready to blow this pop stand, as we say, and head off to New Hampshire. So this is called "Why You Giving Up," and this is a great lineup on this one too. It's myself and Mike Baird on drums, Patrick on lead guitar, lead vocals, guitar, background vocals, Michael McDonald on backgrounds, Fender Rhodes and synth, Chris Thompson on background vocals, Cornelius Bumpus on sax from the Doobies, Bobby LeKind on percussion, Jeff Skunk Baxter on guitar, and David Campbell did the strings on this. So here we go. Why You Giving Up? Here we go. Good cruising music.
Once in my life with you, I thought I knew where I stood. Here in your arms, holding me gently, but counting the seconds. You know my heart denies. Suddenly I'm worried, I wonder why. Please don't take your love away. Why you giving up? Why you losing heart?
that sound that they have vocally is just it's so unmistakably, anything related to doobies is the sound, man. They're just amazing, and just what a bunch of great players. It's such a I can never emphasize enough what a joy it is to walk into a studio with this kind of a cast and make music. It is one of the greatest blessings one could ever have, and I cherish every session I've ever done. It makes for a remarkable life, and I want to thank all the cats I've worked with. So I'm going to get going. Lots of things going on. Also, we're starting to dig in deep for a major release with my NFTs. And if you want to check it out, go to lelandsnftstore.com and check out what's going on. It's such an interesting world, and it's kind of fun just to have gone my whole life in different directions, but have like a completely unexpected thing evolve in NFTs, and it's really interesting, some of the things that we're going to be approaching in terms of the trading cards that are based on my book, and being able to download virtual Frankenstein based out of it, and we're going to have artwork in there that can all be taken apart and pieced out. I mean, it's one of these things I kind of went, what are you guys talking about, when they approached me about it? And it's really starting to make a lot of sense. So I'll keep you posted on that. And been fun. I've been selling books at all the gigs. And if you're interested at all, just go to lelandsklar'sbeard.com, because that was the only thing I could get without having to pay somebody for my name. And it's been fun, though. These people are all coming to the gigs. They start looking at the book, and they're just laughing and excited, really enjoying it. So it's been really fun to see the response with that. And that's about it. I just want to, again, thank everybody here in Cape Cod who came to the show last night. It was really a fun crowd, really just a lot of energy in the room. So thank you guys and gals who were there. And again, I'm going to thank everybody I still consider frontline people, as long as we're still dealing with the issues we're dealing with COVID. There's going to be people that are really putting their lives and on the line to try to save lives and get us back to some sense of whatever the normalcy is going to be at this point. So thank you so much for doing the right thing. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to be back tomorrow with something else in the morning, and I wish everybody a wonderful day. So take good care, and I'll see you tomorrow. God, I'm just looking at the screen here. I'm going, what an austere room I'm in. I apologize about having the TV going over my shoulder yesterday. I didn't really even notice it until like halfway through it, and some people were writing, it's kind of distracting seeing the TV on, or don't get blocked because a channel sees you're using their channel or something. So I'll make sure there's no TV in the background. But this is a pretty austere room that I'm in. So be nice to move on. So take good care. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.